Is everyone in the shot?
Yes.
Alright.
I'm sure she knows what she's doing.
Okay. Hello. Welcome to another edition of Frannie's Doghouse. Frannie, Jamie, Will.
End of the season edition.
Yeah. End of the season edition because the Sharks are no longer in the playoffs. As you may have heard or watched, the Sharks were swept by the Chicago Blackhawks in the Western Conference Finals.
Swept.
Gone. Like that. It didn't even seem like they were in the Western Conference Finals, did it?
No.
Time-wise, you mean?
It was so weird. Like, you just lost the first two games at home, and then you're like, whoa.
Yeah.
We're already down 2-0. What the hell?
Yeah. Usually, being down 2-0 would not have been that big of a hill to climb for them because they had a pretty good team. But this is the Chicago Blackhawks we're talking about. And they're a good team this year.
Yeah.
Like, very good.
A lot of people chose them to win the cup, so...
It looks like it may
people
have...
chose the Sharks as well.
Yeah. A lot more people knew that Chicago had more grit.
I knew it too. Okay, so... Yeah, so this is basically going to be a vent session for me because... those games are not good. Not good at all. What did I say before they started? They needed to, stifle them in the neutral zone. They needed to clear them from the front of the net. They needed to watch the points. What did they do? None of them. God! And freaking Bafuglian got 3 game-winning goals out of the 4 games. What's up with that? And how did he do it? He wasn't even covered. Well, let's see. Game 1. Well, you said he should have had that one in Game 1.
Who?
Nabby.
Yeah, I thought that was stoppable.
Yeah, they won the face-off in the offensive zone and passed it off to Bufflin, who wasn't covered. He was wide open and shot the puck.
It would have been nice if Heatley or Murray did something too.
It was Blake.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
I thought it was Heatley and Murray.
No, it was Heatley and Blake just standing there.
Heatley got caught a lot just standing there. Ooh, hey, look at the puck.
Yeah. Well,
yeah.
He was hurt, so...
He was hurt, but...
We don't know how hurt, but apparently it was enough that he could
groin
only
injury.
Score, like one goal in the playoffs or 2? Maybe?
1 goal in the game against Detroit. He scored 2. And that's all I remember. Okay.
Go on.
Great.
Did you say, oh wait?
No, I said go on.
Okay.
Sorry.
Alright, so, yeah. Sharks are out. They made it further than last season, which is good. But, apparently they need to do more changes. They need to build on defense a lot more, that's for sure. Wallin, who is an unrestricted free agent, yeah, he can go.
Nice knowing you, dude.
Yeah. We picked him up because he had playoff experience, right?
He won a cup.
He won a cup with Carolina. But I didn't really notice him that much in the playoffs. I noticed Marian Hossa just pushing him down with one arm.
I noticed him coughing up the puck when it was rather inconvenient.
Yes. Unfortunately, everything we remember about him, not good. So he can go. But there are other unrestricted free agents that we would like to keep. Well, me personally. One is Patty. He's unrestricted, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think
I would like Patrick Marleau to stay. He played awesome this year, I thought. And he was one of 3 people who scored goals in the Western Conference Finals.
Yeah, he scored like 80% of the goals.
Yeah, he was the offense, more or
like
less.
Demir scored 1 in Game 1, and then Couture scored 1 in Game 4. And then Marleau were all Marleau.
Yeah, Patrick Marleau show.
Yeah, so I thought he's pretty awesome. What are your opinions about him? Any?
Yeah, I mean, Marleau earned his salary in the Western Conference Final. In the Western Conference Finals. I mean, he was kind of quiet the first round and a half, maybe, but he really picked it up when crunch time came. We tried to shoulder the team as far as they can go, but you stick enough guys on him, you're going to neutralize them, and even then,
Yeah. So I'd like to see him stay. There are 3 others that I can think of. Well, Naby's one too. And you know what? I like the guy. But the word on the street is that he's not strong enough to carry a team to the Stanley Cup Finals or to win a Stanley Cup, period.
He's not a big game goal.
Not a big game goal. Yeah, well, you mentioned it before. He doesn't make those big saves, and he never, like, Niemi was just playing out of his mind.
Yeah.
See, it illustrates a point, though. You don't need a consistently good goalie necessarily, but a goalie who can turn it on at the right time. I mean, Niemi was not great during the regular season. And up until the playoffs, Chicago fans were pretty pissed that no one traded for a better goaltender.
Right.
Okay. We're back on.
Okay.
Niemi.
Very good in the playoffs, but not very good in the regular season.
Yeah.
Whereas Naby's the opposite, apparently.
But Hugh was supposed to be the man in Chicago at the beginning.
Yeah.
And they just kept kind of trading.
That's the point of the playoffs, though, is to sometimes you just ride the hot goaltender. I mean, if you look at Philly...
Niemi got hot at the end.
Yeah.
At the end of the season.
And that's why he got the...
But Naby doesn't ever seem to get really hot in the playoffs.
But, the thing was, he never stole a game for us. He was in Chicago, at all. We needed him. You're down 2-0, going to their barn, and...
I'd say he played well, but he didn't play... He needed to play Conn Smythe level goaltender. He needed to play to the level where
he was good, but not...
he wasn't.
He wasn't great.
Yeah.
And we needed him to be great, especially with the lack of scoring.
I'd say Naby would...
And the lack of defense.
That's what I was going to say. Naby would fare well on a team with a very solid defense. A team that builds from a defense-first strategy versus a more offensive-minded team like the Sharks.
Yeah.
I would say if Naby resigns, sign him for 1 year and for half the price. Other than that...
Well, it becomes a question if Naby wants to stay.
From reading an article, he wants to stay.
Yeah. Well, but how much does he want to stay?
Yeah, that's all I'm saying.
True.
I'm just saying if they do re-sign him, it should be at a cut rate. If you look at how much Niemi is making and Michael Leighton and...
well, that's not fair though.
But they're getting the job done.
That's true.
Point there.
Niemi got the job done. He totally outplayed...
He better get a big bonus. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
But okay, so who can we get, or who can replace Naby?
That's the other problem. Your main option is Marty Turco, another playoff.
Well, we have Stalock in the minors, and
none of those minor guys are ready yet. I would not trust Grice to run an 82-game season.
No.
Actually,
He doesn't
either. Hank probably would, actually.
He doesn't have the decision-making ability. A lot of his choices...
It's like the conundrum of getting a job. It's how can you get experience if you don't get the job?
It's true. Well, that's what the AHL is supposed to do to some degree.
Right.
But Thomas Price didn't get to play that much at all. He just sat there taking stats.
It was a disservice, I think, to call him up all season. They should have had another backup goaltender that they could have relied on.
Oh well. Okay, back to the unrestricted free agents.
Okay, sorry.